Hey guys, it's Laura from Lightning Cosplay. Today I'm going to show you something we are extremely proud of. Ta-da! And you know what? Yes! I mean, how cool is that? I love it. Wow. But this thing is kind of heavy. Yeah, this is a Tesla rifle from Fallout 4 and you can also find it in Fallout 76. Yeah, I fell in love with it when I played Fallout 4 and I always wanted to make a huge weapon from the Fallout universe. We chose this weapon because of its unique design and we were really curious if we could actually make the middle part work like it does in the game. And you've already seen it, we did it. This is not a step-by-step tutorial video, this would take much more than one video. This is just like in making of, which shows an overview of the full process. We worked on this project since December, now it's the end of March, so it took us quite a while. Well, I think I've said enough, let's just start. We used the in-game model from Fallout 4 as reference. Ralph completely 3D modeled the weapon in Blender. It took him about 15 hours, but this was just a rough model. Later he worked on all the functional parts and the mechanics, and separating the whole thing for printing also took him a few weeks. In total, the Tesla rifle is made out of over 150 parts. The printing time was about 600 hours. Because we used the 3D print as our final product, we used steel rods as reinforcement. As you can imagine, cleaning up all prints and the sanding and priming process took me forever. Every part needed to be sanded, then primed with filler, sanded again, then more filler, more sanding, and so on. It was super satisfying to finally glue some parts together after sanding them for days. This may give you an imagination of the complexity of the Tesla rifle. And what you see here are just maybe 60% of all parts. After all parts were sanded and primed, I could start with painting. For the chip paint effect, I used a masking fluid, which I brushed on the desired spots. After the yellow spray paint was fully dried, I could rub off the masking fluid. And that's basically how to make a chip paint effect. For the copper coils, I used an alcohol-based metallic color. These colors look so fantastic. With our vinyl cutter, I made the stencils for the fusion cell. Isn't it pretty? These are all the parts which got the chip paint effect. The rest just got a dark metallic look. After I was done with painting everything, it was time to glue everything together. For our 3D prints, we like to use our self-made ABS glue, and super glue also works fine. I used epoxy sculpt to make the welded seams at the bottom plate and also at the pistons thingies. Yep, and here Ralph is just gluing more parts together. Let me speed this up for you. At this point we were just testing if everything fits together. You will see later how the whole handle part will be assembled and glued together. Now the most interesting part. This is the tiny motor which drives the middle part. There's not much I can say here, I think the video speaks for itself. I'm just still amazed by the gorgeous and perfectly fitting construction Ralph made. This is an axle bearing which Ralph 3D modeled and printed. Fun fact, we used pearl beads which I had left over from another cosplay project. It works just perfectly. This is a plasma sphere we used. It has a diameter of 8 cm, which was the perfect size for this project. Now the electronics. This part was quite complex and I will not explain it in detail, but I will try to give you a quick overview how the trigger works. This is the on-off switch. The wires were pulled through a tiny hole to the place where the handle and the trigger will be. Then Ralph added a push button switch. Next he added the trigger and put the push button switch on top of it. When you now push the trigger, it pushes the button. The numbers on the display shows the voltage of the motor. Time to glue the handle to the middle part. This is a connector for the battery. We had the idea to actually use the fusion cell as battery. You will see later how it works. The bottom plate is not glued on, it's just secured with steel rods. Now we could finally add all the fancy stuff. Here you can see the gear wheels very good. Here they are white because we reprinted them with a more durable filament. The bottom of the axle bearing is like a big gear wheel which is driven by the other gear wheels. Then we just had to glue on the last details. Now just the wires were missing. We luckily have a good hardware store where we found the perfect wires in the right colors. Time for a short test. Yeah, it works! And of course, the Tesla rifle needed some weathering to make it look like it's coming right from a post-apocalyptic world. So now let me show you our special fusion cell. Inside of the cell is a battery pack, which is connected to the counterpart of the battery connector I already showed you. There it is! And ta-da! I love this detail so much! And we have more fancy features, like this one. Yay! For transportation we can remove the front part. And here I have some more eye candy for you. Yeah, what should I say? This project was a lot of fun, but also had its frustrating parts. But that's the best way to learn things and level up your skills. We always try to get better and look for challenges when we start with a new project. I think this weapon is one of the coolest things we've ever built, and I can't wait to have a proper photo shoot with it. If you don't want to miss the photo shoot results, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Facebook. I will post everything there. Well then, I hope this video was helpful and you maybe learned something. I would be happy if you give this video a thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the next videos. And then see you next time. Bye bye!